Your outer world is a reflection of your inner belief. Everything you see, everything you experience, and everything that unfolds in your life is but the mirror image of what you hold true in the hidden chambers of your mind. The law of belief operates silently, without prejudice, without favoritism, and without rest. It responds not to your wishes or your words, but to your inner convictions. Whatever you impress deeply upon your subconscious mind becomes the pattern by which your outer world is shaped. The universe merely echoes the vibration of your dominant thoughts and emotions. If you believe in success, you will find circumstances aligning to bring it forth. If you believe in failure or limitation, that too will manifest, because the subconscious does not distinguish between constructive or destructive ideas. It simply acts upon the belief that is most strongly felt. Every human being lives in two worlds, the visible and the invisible. The visible world is the effect. The invisible world of thought and belief is the cause. Yet most people, unaware of this profound truth, try to change their outer world without addressing the inner causes. They struggle against conditions, against people, against fate, not realizing that the true battleground lies within their own minds. When you change your beliefs, your thoughts, and your expectations, the outer conditions must also change to reflect the new image you hold within. Life is like a motion picture projected onto the screen of experience. Your subconscious mind is the film. The images you impress upon it through belief determine the scenes that unfold before you. You can observe this law in operation in every aspect of life. The person who believes he is destined to succeed approaches challenges with confidence, persistence, and creativity. He sees opportunities where others see obstacles. His inner conviction attracts ideas, people, and circumstances that harmonize with his belief. Another person, holding the belief that life is unfair or that success is only for the fortunate few, will subconsciously sabotage his own efforts. He may have the same education, the same environment, even the same opportunities, but his results will differ because his inner picture is different. The outer world merely mirrors back what the inner world believes to be true. Consider the story of a man who constantly said, "I never have enough money." His subconscious mind accepted that belief and faithfully brought forth conditions to match it. Bills would appear unexpectedly, his income would be delayed, and unforeseen expenses would always arise. The law of belief did not punish him. It merely expressed what he believed. When he learned to change his inner statement to, "Money flows to me freely and constantly," and when he began to believe it with feeling and conviction, his outer circumstances changed accordingly. He received unexpected business opportunities, payments that had been long delayed, and new sources of income. Nothing magical occurred. He simply aligned his inner belief with abundance, and the outer world obeyed the new command. The same principle governs health, relationships, and happiness. If you believe that you are strong, vital, and whole, your subconscious mind will restore harmony to every cell and organ. If you believe that others are kind, trustworthy, and supportive, your relationships will reflect that belief. But if you harbor resentment, fear, or doubt, those emotions will crystallize into experiences that confirm your negative expectations. The outer world cannot be more loving, prosperous, or peaceful than the inner world that creates it. Your belief is the seed, your environment is the soil. Whatever you plant in thought will eventually bear fruit in experience. Dr. Joseph Murphy often said that you do not get what you want, you get what you believe. Desire alone is not enough. You may wish for success, love, or health, But if your deeper belief is one of failure, loneliness, or sickness, your subconscious mind will manifest that belief with unfailing accuracy. The subconscious accepts the feeling of your belief as a command. It acts according to the impression you make upon it, not according to your idle words or fleeting wishes. This is why many people pray for change, but continue to experience the same conditions. They speak one thing but believe another. The subconscious mind receives the emotionalized belief, not the spoken desire. Your belief is the lens through which you interpret reality. Two people can face the same situation and yet experience it in completely different ways. One sees a setback as a stepping stone, while the other sees it as final defeat. The difference lies not in the circumstance, but in the belief that filters it. When you change the lens, the entire picture changes. If you believe that every event has within it the seed of benefit, your mind becomes alert to find that benefit, and life begins to unfold in your favor. The law of belief is impartial. It reflects whatever you truly accept as real. Your outer results, therefore, are not accidents, they are mirrors. Look around your life, the quality of your relationships, the state of your finances, the level of your happiness, and you will see your beliefs in visible form. If there is disorder, lack, or discord, it is a signal not to fight the external condition, but to revise the internal image that produced it. The moment you change your belief about what is possible for you, the creative power of your subconscious begins to reorganize conditions to match the new idea. Life rearranges itself according to the pattern you hold in mind. To apply this law, you must become aware of what you truly believe. Many people say they believe in abundance, while secretly feeling unworthy of it. They speak of confidence, but harbor deep fears of failure. The subconscious responds not to surface thoughts, but to the emotional core of belief. To discover your beliefs, observe your habitual thoughts and your emotional reactions. They reveal the ideas you have accepted as true. Once recognized, these can be changed through repetition, visualization, and affirmation of the new truth you wish to embody. When you persist in impressing the new belief upon your subconscious mind, it will eventually accept it and begin to express it as fact. The process of changing belief is not forced, it is one of quiet conviction. When you meditate upon a truth until it feels natural and self-evident, you have succeeded in impressing it. The subconscious does not resist a belief that is calmly accepted. As you sow new ideas of peace, prosperity, and well-being, your outer world begins to echo them. People, opportunities, and conditions will align with your new state of mind. The change may appear gradual or sudden, but it is always the reflection of the belief that has taken root within you. Every great teacher throughout history has pointed to this truth in one form or another. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It is done unto you as you believe. According to your faith be it unto you. These are not poetic phrases. They are precise statements of the law of belief. The creative power of life takes the mold of your inner conviction. If you would transform your outer world, you must first transform the belief that governs it. The secret is not to fight circumstances, but to assume the feeling of your desired state until it becomes the natural expression of your mind. The world then mirrors back your assumption as fact. The law of belief explains why gratitude, faith, and positive expectation have such profound effects. When you are grateful, you affirm abundance. When you have faith, you affirm possibility. When you expect good, you open the channel for it to appear. Each of these states of mind is a form of belief in action. They tune your consciousness to the frequency of what you desire and your outer world begins to harmonize with that vibration. It is never the external event that determines your life, but the belief with which you interpret and respond to it. Your outer world is therefore not something to fear or to fight. It is your teacher, your reflection, your feedback. It reveals to you what you believe about yourself and about life. If you wish to see something new on the screen of experience, you must change the film of belief playing in the projector of your mind. This understanding gives you freedom and power, for it means you are never a victim of circumstance. You are the creator, consciously or unconsciously, of the world you experience. Through the law of belief, you are always shaping, molding, and manifesting reality according to the image you hold within. The subconscious mind accepts what you believe is true. It is the silent, invisible power that governs all the vital processes of your body, directs your habits, and shapes your destiny. It does not argue, reason, or question. It simply receives every impression that reaches it and brings it to manifestation. Whatever idea you consciously dwell upon, mixed with feeling and conviction, sinks into the subconscious and becomes the truth of your being. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It will grow any seed you plant, whether it be a seed of faith or fear, success or failure, love or resentment. It does not discriminate between constructive or destructive ideas. It only knows how to express what you impress upon it with belief. Your conscious mind is the gatekeeper, the thinker, the chooser. It has the power to select thoughts and beliefs, to decide what shall enter the deeper mind. Yet most people allow their consciousness to be filled with ideas of limitation, worry, and doubt, not realizing that these thoughts are being impressed upon the subconscious, which will inevitably reproduce them in the outer world. When you constantly say, "I can't," "It's impossible," or "I'll never succeed," your subconscious mind accepts these statements as commands. It then proceeds to create conditions and experiences that correspond to those negative beliefs. The subconscious is like a loyal servant. It obeys whatever orders it is given. If those orders are filled with fear or self-doubt, the results will be in harmony with that mental state. On the other hand, when you affirm with deep feeling, "I can," "I am worthy," "I am guided," prosperous and successful, your subconscious accepts these new truths and begins to reorganize every aspect of your life to align with them. It influences your behavior, your decisions, and even the events and people you attract. It is the invisible director of your destiny, shaping your outer reality according to the images and beliefs that dominate your inner world. Every word, every thought charged with emotion is like a blueprint handed to the subconscious, which then uses its infinite intelligence to construct that pattern in your experience. You can see this law at work in the simplest of things. A person who constantly worries about illness will often find himself sick. Another who fears poverty continually struggles financially. It is not fate that binds them, it is belief. Their subconscious minds have accepted those fearful ideas as true, and life has mirrored them accordingly. The subconscious mind cannot take a joke. It cannot tell whether what you imagine or affirm is real or false. It takes everything literally. If you continually think of failure, your subconscious says, "Very well," and arranges the means by which failure will appear. If you think of success, harmony, and peace, it says, "So it is." And the same law that brings misfortune to one brings abundance to another. When you understand that the subconscious accepts whatever you believe, you become more careful of your mental diet. You no longer allow negative ideas to take root. Instead, you guard your mind as you would guard a garden from weeds. The thoughts you permit to dwell there will sooner or later bear fruit. If you feed your subconscious with ideas of strength, confidence, and love, your outer world will blossom with opportunities and experiences that reflect those qualities. The subconscious does not respond to empty words or shallow repetition. It responds to belief that is felt deeply and accepted as truth. Repetition helps, but only when it is charged with feeling, for feeling is the language of the subconscious mind. Belief is nothing more than a thought accepted as true. The moment you accept an idea, whether good or bad, it takes root in your subconscious. Once it is planted, it continues to grow and express itself, often without your conscious awareness. This is why you must be deliberate about what you believe. Every statement you make to yourself, every thought you dwell upon, becomes part of the creative process of your life. When you say, "I never remember names," your subconscious will faithfully make that true. When you say, "I always remember everything easily," your subconscious will also make that true. It always works according to your belief. Your subconscious mind operates through emotion, imagination, and faith. Logical argument alone does not impress it. You can tell yourself 1,000 times that you are successful. But if you feel failure and doubt in your heart, the subconscious will accept the feeling, not the words. This is why visualization and feeling are so powerful. When you imagine vividly and feel the reality of your desire as though it were already achieved, your subconscious accepts it as fact and begins to manifest it. The subconscious cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Both are equally real to it. Therefore, the more clearly and emotionally you imagine your success, the more quickly it will appear in your life. Many people are unaware that their subconscious beliefs contradict their conscious desires. They may consciously want wealth, but subconsciously believe that money is evil or that they do not deserve abundance. They may consciously desire love, but subconsciously feel unworthy of affection. These hidden beliefs act as barriers, blocking the manifestation of what they consciously seek. The subconscious always wins, for it is the deeper part of the mind, the source of emotion, habit, and automatic action. To change your life, you must bring your conscious desire and your subconscious belief into harmony. When the two agree, the result appears effortlessly. The subconscious mind works constantly, day and night, whether you are aware of it or not. It is the power that heals your wounds, digests your food, and keeps your heart beating while you sleep. It is also the power that brings ideas, insights, and solutions to your conscious mind through intuition. When you impress it with positive beliefs, it guides you towards success in ways you may not even understand. You may meet the right person at the right time, receive a sudden inspiration, or find a new opportunity that seems coincidental, but is actually the result of the subconscious arranging events to fulfill your belief. Every invention, every discovery, every masterpiece began as a belief impressed upon the subconscious mind. The inventor believed that the idea could be realized, and that belief activated the creative power within. The subconscious mind draws upon infinite intelligence and brings forth whatever is required to fulfill the belief impressed upon it. It is not limited by time, space, or circumstance. When you believe something possible, your subconscious mobilizes the forces of intuition, energy, and circumstance to make it so. It opens doors that logic could not foresee. Because the subconscious accepts belief as truth, it is vital to remove the old patterns of fear, guilt, and unworthiness that may have been planted there in childhood. These old impressions often govern adult life without awareness. If a child is repeatedly told he is not good enough, his subconscious accepts that statement and continues to act upon it. Even as an adult, he may find himself unable to succeed, not because he lacks talent, but because his subconscious is still following an outdated belief. The only way to change such patterns is to consciously plant new beliefs and nurture them until they take root. This is done through affirmation, visualization, and repetition of ideas charged with emotion and faith. The subconscious mind is the creative medium through which the conscious mind communicates with the universal intelligence. It is the channel through which the divine operates in human life. Whatever belief you hold about yourself and the world becomes the mold through which that infinite intelligence expresses. If you believe you are guided and protected, you will find yourself led safely through every experience. If you believe you are alone and unsupported, your life will seem to confirm that belief. The law is always at work, responding with absolute precision to the nature of your belief. When you begin to consciously cooperate with your subconscious mind, life becomes harmonious and predictable in its goodness. You no longer depend on chance or luck, for you know that every experience is a reflection of the beliefs you have impressed upon your deeper mind. When you hold only thoughts of peace, success, health, and happiness, your subconscious begins to reproduce these conditions automatically. It sends new ideas to your conscious mind, directs your actions, and influences every aspect of your environment to bring about the fulfillment of your belief. The subconscious mind never grows tired or old. It is eternal and ever creative. Its power is limitless, but it can only work according to the patterns you give it. If you sow confusion, you reap confusion. If you sow faith and confidence, you reap success and serenity. It does not reason why something cannot be done. It simply carries out the instructions given through your belief. When you understand that the subconscious accepts what you believe is true, you realize that the entire responsibility for your life lies in the nature of your beliefs. It is a law that cannot fail, for it is the foundation of all human experience. Change your belief, and you change your destiny. Everything that you are, everything that you experience, and everything that you will ever become is the result of the beliefs you hold within the depths of your mind. Belief is the architect of destiny. It is the unseen force that molds your thoughts, directs your actions, and determines the kind of life you live. The outer conditions of your life are not accidents or coincidences. They are the visible expressions of the invisible beliefs that dominate your consciousness. When you alter those beliefs, when you replace fear with faith, doubt with conviction, and limitation with possibility, your entire life begins to move in a new direction. The universe responds to the pattern of belief impressed upon your subconscious mind, and when that pattern changes, the whole structure of your experience rearranges itself accordingly. Every person lives under the law of belief, whether they are aware of it or not. Some believe they are destined to struggle, and so struggle becomes their companion. Others believe that life favors them, and their path unfolds with ease. The difference between the two lies not in circumstance, but in consciousness. Belief shapes perception, and perception shapes reality. You do not see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. When your belief system changes, your perception of life changes, and with it, the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that come your way. It is not life that changes first, it is you. The outer follows the inner as surely as a shadow follows the form that casts it. When you believe that you are capable, creative, and guided by infinite intelligence, your subconscious mind begins to open doors that were once closed. It inspires new ideas, strengthens your confidence, and attracts people and events that harmonize with your new self-image. The law is simple yet profound. Your subconscious always expresses what you believe to be true. If you hold in your mind an image of success, that image becomes the blueprint through which your life is built. The creative power within you does not question your belief. It simply acts upon it. Change the belief, and the power acts in a new way, creating new circumstances to match the new pattern. Consider a person who has long believed that success is beyond their reach. They may desire prosperity, but their belief in limitation continually sabotages their efforts. They make half-hearted attempts, expecting failure, and so they fail. But if that person begins to replace their belief in limitation with a deep conviction of abundance, the results begin to shift. They start to act differently, think differently, and attract different conditions. The belief in success awakens dormant abilities, and the same law that once produced lack now produces prosperity. Nothing external has changed except the belief, and yet everything in life responds to that internal change. This principle governs every area of life. If you change your belief about health, your body responds. If you change your belief about love, your relationships transform. If you change your belief about your purpose, your entire destiny unfolds anew. The subconscious mind is the faithful servant of belief. It does not resist or argue. It acts. When you impress upon it a new idea of yourself, it begins at once to manifest that idea in experience. The outer world rearranges itself in ways that might seem miraculous, but they are only the natural results of the law working perfectly. The power to change belief lies in conscious choice. You are not a prisoner of your past, nor of the ideas you were taught as a child. Every day, you have the power to select new thoughts and to impress new truths upon your subconscious mind. When you persist in thinking of yourself as strong, capable, and guided by divine intelligence, that idea becomes fixed in the deeper mind, and life begins to mirror it. You cannot hold two opposing beliefs at once. One will eventually dominate. If you nurture faith and confidence long enough, doubt will wither away. The subconscious mind always expresses the dominant belief, the one charged with the greatest emotion and conviction. Changing belief requires persistence, patience, and emotional acceptance. It is not enough to say the words, "I believe." You must feel the truth of them in your heart. The subconscious mind accepts only what is felt to be true. If you affirm wealth but feel poverty, the feeling of lack will prevail. Therefore, to change belief, you must combine your thought with feeling. You must imagine yourself already in possession of what you desire and feel the joy, gratitude, and confidence that such fulfillment would bring. When the feeling and the thought unite, belief is born, and that belief sets in motion the creative power that shapes your destiny. Beliefs are habits of thought. They are formed through repetition and experience. The more you think a thought, the more real it becomes to you. The more emotion you attach to it, the deeper it sinks into your subconscious mind. Most people live by beliefs formed long ago, beliefs inherited from family, society, or past experiences. Without realizing that they have the power to choose anew, they accept limitation as natural and wonder why life repeats the same patterns. But the moment you become aware that belief is creative, you can begin to recondition your mind. Every affirmation of strength weakens the old pattern of weakness. Every vision of success dissolves a fragment of failure. Gradually, the new belief takes hold and becomes your new reality. To change your belief is to change your vibration, and when your vibration changes, everything that resonates with it begins to appear in your life. Opportunities that once seemed impossible begin to show themselves. People who can assist you are drawn into your experience. The right circumstances unfold in perfect timing. This is not coincidence. It is the law of belief expressing itself through the law of attraction. You attract to yourself not what you want, but what you believe yourself to be. The world mirrors your self-concept. If you believe you are worthy of success, success comes naturally. If you believe you are undeserving, even when opportunity knocks, you will find ways to turn it away. Changing belief begins with awareness. You must become conscious of what you truly believe about yourself and the world. Listen to your inner dialogue, for it reveals the state of your belief. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," "It's too late," or "I'm not good enough," recognize those as beliefs, not facts. Then begin to replace them deliberately. Say instead, "I can," "It's never too late," "I am enough." Repeat these ideas until they feel natural. Visualize yourself living as the person who already embodies these truths. The subconscious will accept the new pattern and begin to bring it into manifestation. Belief changes behavior as well as consciousness. When you believe you can succeed, you take action with confidence and persistence. You expect good outcomes, and your attitude influences others to cooperate with you. When you believe you are guided by a higher power, you move forward with faith instead of fear. The same effort that once brought failure now brings success because the energy behind it has changed. Action aligned with belief is powerful and magnetic. It attracts results with seemingly effortless ease. Belief also changes the way you interpret events. Two people can face the same challenge, yet one sees it as an obstacle and the other as an opportunity. The difference lies in their belief about themselves. The one who believes in limitation sees defeat. The one who believes in possibility finds a way forward. When you believe that every difficulty carries within it the seed of a greater good, your subconscious mind begins to find that good, and what once seemed a problem becomes a stepping stone. Changing belief does not always remove challenges, but it transforms how you respond to them, and in that transformation lies the power to shape destiny. Every great achievement, every act of courage, every triumph of the human spirit has begun with a change in belief. The individual dared to believe something greater than what circumstances suggested. They believed in health when the body was sick, in abundance when the purse was empty, in peace when the world was in turmoil. That belief connected them with the infinite power within, and that power transformed their lives. The same power is within you, awaiting your command. It is not your environment or your past that determines your future. It is the belief you hold right now. The instant you change that belief, your future begins to change with it. The process is as exact as any law in nature. The subconscious mind does not fail to act upon the belief impressed upon it. Once you have accepted a new idea as true, it begins to express itself through your thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. You may notice small changes at first, a new sense of confidence, a new opportunity, a new peace of mind. Gradually, these inner shifts expand into larger transformations. The old patterns fade and a new reality emerges. It is the same law that governed your life before, but now you are using it consciously, directing it toward the fulfillment of your highest vision. Change your belief, and the world you see will change. Change your belief, and your actions, habits, and destiny will align with that new image. Change your belief, and the infinite power within you will find expression in ways that defy explanation. You are not bound by the past. You are free to create anew each day through the beliefs you choose to hold. The law never fails. The power that created the stars, the oceans, and the seasons works through your belief, shaping your life according to the image you hold in your mind.